Good afternoon to all. So this is another lecture of financial management, and we are covering the second unit. The topic is cost of capital, and we have already covered cost of equity and cost of debt in the preceding lectures. And now we are going to cover cost of preference shares and the weighted average cost of capital. A brief introduction about me. So let's start with the topic of cost of capital for preference shares. All right, so preference shares, as we all know, are related or just like the equity shares. The only difference is that the preference shareholders do not get the ownership rights. They are not entitled to have substantial voting rights in the AGMs. Also, the one benefit that they get is that they always get preference over the equity shareholders at the time of winding up of the company. Now, how do we value the cost of preference shares? It is somewhat similar to the equity shares only. So the formula for cost of preference shares is D, which is the dividends. Yes. So the cost of preference shares is dividends divided by the net proceeds. Now, net proceeds, as we all know, is nothing but the par value plus or minus the premium or dividend respectively. So if we are issuing it on discount, then the net proceeds becomes par value minus discount minus any cost of flotations. Now what this cost of flotation means, or flotation cost kya hota hai? When we are issuing shares, हमारा कुछ इशू करने के टाइम पे कुछ खर्चा होता है, लाइक कुछ भी बैंक का, कुछ इंश्योरेंस या कुछ भी पेपर वर्क, कुछ भी ऐसे जो छोटे मोटे खर्चे होते हैं, दे आर नोन एज फ्लोटेशन कॉस्ट्स. सो वो हम इसी में इंक्लूड करते हैं व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. तो उस अमाउंट से जो हमारा खर्चा हुआ है इन सब चीजों में, वी विल ऑलवेज रिड्यूस दैट अमाउंट फ्रॉम द पार वैल्यू. अगर हमारा 100 रुपए का एक प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स है and we are issuing it at a discount of let's say 3%, तो मेरा कॉस्ट जो मेरी इशू प्राइस है वो 97 रुपीज हो गया. अब अगर मेरी कॉस्ट ऑफ फ्लोटेशन आती है, यानी कि मैंने कुछ खर्चा किया है इक्विटी को इशू करते टाइम, सॉरी प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स को इशू करते टाइम, एंड दैट कम्स आउट टू बी लेट्स से 10%. ठीक है, तो आपका जो पार वैल्यू में से आपने डिस्काउंट माइनस किया 100 minus 3 which is given you 97 rupees, from that you will have to deduct the flotation cost of 10%. अब ये जो 10% है ये किस पर कैलकुलेट करोगे? यू विल कैलकुलेट इट ऑन 97 rupees and not on 100. ठीक है, flotation cost will be calculated on the issue price and not on the par value. ठीक है, सो 100 पर नहीं कैलकुलेट करना है इसको कभी भी. इसको हमेशा जो आपकी इशू प्राइस है विच कम्स आउट आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग फॉर द प्रीमियम और डिस्काउंट, आफ्टर चार्जिंग द प्रीमियम और डिस्काउंट, you will have to go for the cost of flotation. ठीक है, so the cost of flotation is always charged on issue price. So net proceeds in case of discount is par value minus discount minus flotation cost. And when we issue the shares on premium, then the net proceeds will be par value plus premium minus flotation cost if any, अगर है तो. ठीक है, so if you see this example, a company is planning to issue 9% preference shares. Now what this 9% means, 9% आप उनको fixed dividend pay करने वाले हो, and they are expected to sell at 85 rupees per share, which means the market price, or you can say the par value, is 85 rupees. Now the cost of issuing and selling the shares are expected to be 3 rupees per share. अब आपकी कुछ flotation cost भी आ गई 3 rupees की. ठीक है, so how do we have to calculate the cost of preference share in this case? See, यहाँ पर we are issuing the shares at par value, which means there is no premium, there is no discount, there is only flotation cost. Clear? So the issue price is same as the par value, which is 85 rupees. So यहाँ पे the dividend which is fixed at 9%, तो यहाँ पे आपकी dividend की value क्या हो जाएगी? 9% of 85 rupees, which comes out to be 7.65. And जो आपकी net proceeds हैं, वो क्या होंगी? Par value minus the flotation cost. Now par value is 85 and flotation cost is 3 rupees. So we'll simply subtract these two figures and the figure that comes out is 82, which is the net proceeds. So the cost of preference shares will be dividend divided by the net proceeds into 100. So 7.65 divided by 82 into 100, which gives us 9.33% as the cost of preference shares. Now, had there been any premium or discount in this question, अगर let's say the premium was of 5 rupees, तो हम कैसे करते question को? Par value 85 plus premium 5 rupees, 90 rupees का issue price हो गया, and then we would have deducted the flotation cost of 3. So 90 minus 3, 87 would have been the net proceeds. And बाकी का process same रहता. ठीक है? Had there been discount of let's say 5 rupees, in that case net proceeds would have been par value 85 rupees minus the discount of 5 rupees, which means 80 is the issue price. Then again we'll have to deduct the flotation cost of 3, that is 77 rupees. ठीक है? Is it clear? Now, moving on to the next topic, that is weighted average cost of capital. Now, it is the rate that a company is expected to pay on average to all its security holders to finance its assets. ये basically overall cost of capital होती है, and this cost covers all the components, the debt also, the equity also, and the preference shares also. So it tries to include all the factors or the all components of capital that you have in business or in your company. And this tells us the minimum rate or the minimum return that a company must earn on its existing asset investments so that it is able to satisfy all the stakeholders, be it the owners, be it the debenture holders, or various other stakeholders of the company. Okay? So how do we actually calculate it? So if you could see this picture, what we do is we try to allocate certain weights to the debenture, to preference shares, and to the cost and to the equity. And we multiply these respective weights to the cost of capital. And then we add them and we get the total cost of capital. So weight of debt will be multiplied by cost of debt. Weight of preference shares will be multiplied by cost of preference shares, and weight of equity will be multiplied by cost of equity. And then we'll add all the 3 points or all the 3 components and we'll get the total cost of capital. So let's do an example to get it more clearly. So this is the example. A firm has the following capital structure and after tax cost is already given in this. So we have to calculate the weighted average cost. So if you could see, these are the sources. On left side, in the first column, we are given the various sources of funds. So we have collected our funds from the debt. We have collected it from preference shares. We have collected it from equity shares. And there are certain retained earnings also. Retained earnings means whatever you have saved or whatever you have earned from your organization, from your operations, जो भी आपने savings करी हैं after dividends pay करने के बाद जो भी आपका बचा है पैसा, that is your retained earnings. So your entire capital is worth rupees 2 crore and जिसमें से 40 lakhs का आपका debentures है, 20 lakhs का आपका preference shares है, and your equity is for 60 lakhs and retained earnings are of 80 lakhs. So if you see this picture, so you will get to know that the maximum share is from retained earnings, which means that we have saved a lot from our operations. Also, we have given certain percentage, like proportion is given. So we are giving debt a proportion of 20%, 10% for preference shares, 30% for equity shares, and 40% for retained earnings. And the after tax cost is given in the last column. So for debt, it is 4.50. For preference shares, it is 9%. And for equity shares, it's 11. And for retained earnings, it's 10%. These are the respective cost of capital. So the formula for weighted average cost was weights multiplied by the cost. Clear? So we are given the proportion, which is nothing but the weights, and also we are given the cost. After tax cost is also given. So we'll simply multiply these two columns with each other, and the corresponding value that we are going to get, we'll simply add all those values and we'll get the weighted average cost. So see here, I have multiplied the proportion and the cost, and I have got the weighted cost. So 20 into 4.5 gives me 0.90. 10 into 9% gives me 0.90. 30 into 11 gives me 3.30. And 40 into 10 gives me 4%. So I'll add all these components. So the total cost comes out to be 9.10, which is my overall cost of capital. And this is how we calculate the total cost of capital. Now, these are the review questions in which a firm issues 8.1% non-redeemable preference shares of 10 each. It means that the rate of dividend is fixed at 8.1% and the value of share is 10 rupees. And the underwriting costs are 6% of the sale price. So you have to calculate the cost of preference shares if the shares are issued at discount. Second is they are issued at premium. Now I have already told you that when both the things are given to us, which means discount or premium is also given and flotation cost is also given, right? So how do we calculate it? First of all, we'll charge the discount or premium, we'll get the issue price, and on that issue price we will charge the underwriting cost or whatever flotation cost is given to us in the question. So I hope you will be able to do this question, and we are done with the cost of capital part. I'll start with capital budgeting in the next lectures. So I'm ending this here. All right, thank you.